Yay! This is going to be August 9th. Yes, day 2. We're going to cover more information for those of you who are watching at home. Hey, we miss you. Sorry you're dead. For those of you who are watching this again for the second time, that's creepy. We have the notebook, which is due today, which I'm going to steal yours for a second. Good job, Abigail. Notebook looks something like this. Make sure you bring that one in. That was due today. If you don't have it, then I get to torture you. We're going to be doing more with it tomorrow. And just a little bit with it today. Tomorrow, you're going to have the photograph of yourself due. So bring that in. If you don't have the photograph of yourself because you moved or new, what can you bring instead?
A note.
Way to tag in on that one, Lily. Note. Hey, you found it, Mateo. Nicely done. No more torturing Luke. You can bring in a note, and that works for me also. Once the end does not work for every assignment, but works for these first 2 ones just to make sure I have responsible kids. And then I do have another assignment on tomorrow. I'm assigning tomorrow, which will do Monday, but we'll worry about that later. So that covers all the stuff from there. Excuse me. Hopefully you've recorded your combination somewhere in your iPad. I've already had to torture a kid in first period today because he wrote down the wrong combination into his iPad. And I was like, oh, honey child. And so I had to try and help him out. So don't be that kid. Don't write down the wrong combination. Hopefully that's helped you guys out a little bit. If not, I'm telling you right now, that first Tuesday in September, that's what's going to help you. We have a 3-day weekend. You're going to come back. Some of you are going to be tired. It's not going to work well. And then the same thing with your iPads. Make sure you've done something that we can figure out which one is yours. I've not had an iPad left in my room yet, shockingly, but I foresee that first day coming. Did this help you guys yesterday going around and being able to...
Yes.
I was hoping it would. Hopefully you also got to see all the Globetrotters and stars running around bumping into things. And some of you may have been nice enough people to actually point it out to them. Others of you just sat back and laughed because you're horrible children. I understand. But that was my goal. I also told my 7th period, I was like, my 1st and 2nd period and 3rd period kids knew about this all day long and haven't told you. So if you see one of those kids, you can beat them up. The 4th, 7th period kids were really sad. All right, now we're going to do a little quizzy bits to sort of two things. 1, to see how well I can figure out your names as we go through and do things. And 2, to see how well you remember information from yesterday. I'm fully expecting both of us to fail in this process. We're going to fail together, and it's going to be kind of fun. You're always welcome to raise your hand, but I usually won't use your hands. I usually go deep into my evil little heart and just sort of see who it wants me to pull on. So oftentimes I'm just going to randomly call on people. Well, it'll seem random to you, but apparently my evil little heart knows what it's doing. As an example, I'm going to go Jessa. Yesterday I gave you out a hall pass. It is good in 3 classes. Name one of the 3 classes you can use the hall pass in. Nicely done. And what is this teacher's name? Nicely done. Almost done, Jessa. And what does he teach?
English.
Nicely. Looking around the room, I understand why it was kind of challenging. It's okay. So that would definitely work for me there. Rylan. Let's go with another class you can use that pass in.
Mrs. Melling.
Nicely. And what does Mrs. Melling teach?
Science.
Oh, you're on fire. Go you. Then let's go with Kaylin. The 3rd class you can use it?
Math.
No, but a good guess. But I like the fact that you were confident. One of the big things I'm going to push with you guys is even when you're completely wrong, be confident. You're going to go much farther in life being wrong but confident than you will being right but quiet about it. So even if you have no idea, you're just like, math! I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous. But at least you came at me with strength, and that's what I'm looking for. If you just answer me with, science? I'm like, I have no idea either. So be strong and confident. Regardless, Kaylin, that was completely wrong. What's your next guess besides math? Here's a hint. It's not science or English. You're welcome. Give me another one of the classes you have.
English comp.
English comp. Also wrong, but I like how confident you are. What's the next class you have? Here's a hint. It's right next door to this class.
Social studies.
Nicely done. And who teaches social studies?
Mrs. Reagan.
See, you got it on the first try, the 3rd time. I'm proud of you. So that means we go classes to that one. Let's go with Emerson. How many times can you use that pass before it's all used up?
3.
Nicely done. That works for me there. Owen! Ooh. When is it you get a new pass from me?
Every 9 weeks.
I need confidence from you.
Every 9 weeks.
Nicely done. And it was correct, too. Every 9 weeks. But Tyler! I'm going to go with, when does the next 9 weeks begin? As in, what month does it occur?
I was just going to tell you you're on the wrong slide.
I know, I'm on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Because if I put it on this slide, y'all would cheat and just look. Yeah, that's from me being just a little smarter than all of you guys combined pays off. But it's not, Mr. Brovicast, the answers aren't right in front of me. I have to keep thinking. I know. I apologize. It's going to happen a lot this year. Tyler, stop trying to distract me. What month does the new 9 weeks occur? I can also give you a hint. It's not this month. You're welcome. It's also not last month. See, that's 2 done. You have 10 more months to guess. Throw out a random month.
September.
September. Not bad. You were very confident. You're close, but not quite there. What comes after September?
December.
That, you are correct. That does come after December. But luckily, there's a couple in between.
I knew what it was, so I
Okay.
was just...
Let's go back to what was the next guess? Between September and December might be?
October.
Works for me. Eventually, we're going to get there. There's only like 15 months to choose from. And so October is the next time that you're going to get passes from me. Now we can go to Tyler. And, all right, we've covered all of that. Next up, Abigail. I talked yesterday about being mean to children. I think I got to. Did I get to tardy with you guys, being tardy in my class?
No.
About the beginning of class and where you have to do the bell rings?
Yeah.
So we did. Stop trying to steal Abigail's answer. Abigail, so that means you know where you're supposed to be when the bell rings to start class. Where do you have to be?
In your seat.
Nicely done. Tush, tush in the red chair. Did we talk about the end of class? What happens?
Oh, yes.
We did. Okay. Ooh, let's go to this one. Macy, the first time you're tardy, what am I going to do to you?
Can you give us a warning?
Nicely done. Shame, shame, and stuff like that. Well done on you. Let's go to the second time that you're tardy. Drake, what am I going to do to you?
You get to beat us.
Technically, metaphorically, yes. Physically, no. I would never beat a child. With witnesses. And so, instead of beating you, do you have another guess? It does involve writing. Good job. It does involve an essay. Nicely done.
You have to write a paragraph, or 3 paragraphs.
Yes.
Essay,
And?
explaining why you're a bad child.
Nicely done. That's where the parents come in and they have to sign it and stuff like that. Beating a kid, that's ridiculous. And then the third time that you're, I mean, not that you guys ever do this, but Ellie, the third time you're tardy, what's going to happen? I know, the go-to is always beatings. Like, never these beatings. I understand, but that's not what it's going to be this time either. It is worse than having to write an essay.
Detention?
It is a detention. Nicely done. And all my detentions are done during lunch, and so we're good to go there. And then we got to all the ones after that, you get sent to the office, but for the most part, you're not going to have to worry about that because you guys won't be those horrible kids. So we covered that. At the end of class, on the off chance that your heart is not full of love, and you just stand up to try and leave, we're going to try and fill your heart with love. So Lily, if a kid's heart is not full of love and they attempt to leave, how do we fill their heart with love? Well, also, a solid answer almost every time. In this particular case,
Make them stay until you're done talking.
I'm guessing I actually hit this with you guys yesterday.
No. No, you did.
Maybe so.
You did.
Well, then we'll rewind a little bit because this seems to be about the part where you guys tuned out. So we'll rewind a bit to get to here to help you. All right, so good teamwork. We covered that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, I was one slide off. How embarrassing on my part. That's going to be awful. So then we'll go with Samantha. What is my website? Wait, what? First of all, confidence, which is be confident in your wrong answer. I mean, it could be right, I could be wrong. Any guess? It could be anything out there that comes to you from my website. Nicely done. Just like that second time, it just came to you. It's weird how that works out. Oh, look, it's right there. And then we got to that part. We covered we downloaded those things. Not the word. Then we got to the tardy. All right. This is, I think, roughly where we left off with you guys. Now we get to tag back in. At the end of class, some of you guys are going to get to the point where you really start enjoying fourth period, and your heart is not going to be full of love. My issue, I have lots of issues. All right, one of my issues is the fact that my whole personality is that I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. The fact that I know I'm the most important thing, not only in this room, but probably the most important person you'll interact with the entire day. So when the bell rings, I most likely will not be done talking because I really like talking. I'm good at it. I'm a professional talkist. So sometimes I go a little bit beyond the bell as I wrap things up. When the bell rings, that's my sign to hopefully stop talking soon so that you guys can take off. when you're wanting to leave because the bell was rung and you're excited to run off to fourth period, you're going to need to fill my heart with love. And because it's a shriveled little acorn, it's pretty easy to fill with love. And the way you do it is by staring at me and smiling. Because most of the class period, you're going to be staring at me and just blinking. Because that's how most of the class periods are. Like, I don't understand anything going on. But when the bell rings, you're going to stare at me and smile. And when I have 27 of you staring at me and smiling, the love will flow from you into my shriveled little walnut of a heart. It'll grow 2 times its size, and I'll just have like, you guys can take off. And that's how you know to leave. Some of you will not have hearts full of love. And the bell will ring, and you'll be like, fourth period math! And you're going to try and take off running. When that happens, we have to fill your heart with love, because I take that as a personal insult. That means that you find someone else more entertaining than myself, and that hurts me deep down. So in order to help fill your heart with love, if we see someone stand up at the bell and try to leave, I'm going to have all of you help me. And what you're going to do is just point at them and smile. And when there are 26 other people pointing at you and smiling, you will feel the love travel through you and out your finger and into them. And you will know the love is flowing into them because you'll see it in their face and they'll get really red as all the love comes into it. Apparently love is heavy this early after. They're going to sit down and sometimes their head lays down on the desk and sometimes the love comes out the corners of their eyes. But that's how we're going to fill their heart with love. To the end of class, don't just take off sprinting. It hurts me on the inside. And if you hurt me on the inside, I'm going to have to hurt you. Not beating you, but in other ways. Mr. Wozniak, it's creepy when you wink. That's why I do it. It's having fun. That's why I have a creepy doll right there, too. Yeah, creepy doll. That was one. Oh, she can't go backwards. She's supposed to be set up so she can stare at the kids in that back row. Kid brought that in. She's like, I have a creepy doll in my house. I'm like, Don, bring it in. Back and just stare at the kids. Because it makes life fun. No. It was a Just Like Me doll, the American Girl one, so does that mean she's creepy? Yes, but that's a different story. Back here. Yelling at kids. Behavior points. I have for those of you in the past that have had like systems in class, like you had like the King team, they had like the Jedi Bucks and stuff like that.
Oh, yes, yes.
Similar like that, except mine are called behavior points. You, instead of giving you little pieces of paper, it's just I use a clipboard and I have your names written down on there. And as you gain points, I do good things to you. And as you lose points, I do bad things to you. And so basically it's your way of always knowing how much I like you. The more points you have, the more I like you. The fewer points you have, the less I like you. I'm going to be honest with you. The more I like you, the nicer I'm going to be to you. The less I like you, the meaner I'm going to be to you. It's called being human. It's what humans do. You're the same way with teachers. The more you like a teacher, the nicer you are to them. You do their homework and you don't annoy them in class. And the more you don't like a teacher, the more you talk during their class, you put thumbtacks on their chair, you slash their car tires, the things that kids do. And so I'm the same way. Your goal is to make me happy with you and not be irritating kids. How is it you irritate me? Here's the list of ways to lose points. When I get done covering all of this, which will probably be either today or beginning of class tomorrow, you're all going to get 15 B points. You start my class with 15 points, and you get 15 more points each 9 weeks, which, by the way, Tyler, when does the next 9 weeks begin?
December.
Close enough. For you, just for you, because you're good at negotiating, you won't get your points until December. The rest of you might get yours on a different date, but that's how negotiating works. And so you'll get 15 points each new 9 weeks as you go through. And then as you lose points, bad things will happen to you. Like you'll lose the right to be in your seat. I have a slow kid section, which is my chairs right over here, because if you lose the right to sit with other kids because you can't handle it, because it requires being responsible, and you're like, I'm not good at that. I'm like, don't worry, I got you, boo. I'm going to bring you right over to here. Others of you are good kids, and as you gain points, you'll get to do things like choosing your own seat in class, and you can boot other kids out of the chair that you want to have and stuff like that. So we'll go through the bad kid things, and then we'll do the good kid things. Ways to lose points. Talking. Well, one, I'm not real harsh on talking. Talking is good because people learn when they talk, and we're going to do a lot of talking in here. The only time I really get bothered by talking is when you talk while I'm talking. And that's mostly because of my personality issue, because I'm the most important person in the room. So when you talk while I'm talking, that's your way of saying that you think you're more important than me. And that's lies, because you're not. So when you talk while I'm talking, I now have to torture you to help educate you to make you a better person, that you're not more important than me. As long as you're not talking while I'm talking, I'm fine with it. Yes, Lily?
Do you beat us?
I never beat children with witnesses. Emotionally, yes. Physically, also sometimes yes. But that comes much later. So the talking, don't talk when how many points do I charge you? It depends. From 1 point to all of your points. And yes, I have charged a kid 100 points before. It's rare, and it's one time, and the kid was special. Basically, the more I like you, the fewer points I'm going to charge you. If you're a kid that never talks out, and every once in a while is like, I like your shoes. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, because they're really pretty. And I'm like, bad kid stuff. Like, how many points did I lose? I'm like, none, because I never have to yell at you. You're like, all right. And the other kid's like, I'm like, hey, 5 points. I'm like, what? Like 10 points. Like 15 points. It's because I don't like you. And that's how it works. So you become a kid I like, I'm nice to you. A kid I don't like, I charge you more points. Mr. Brovicast, that's not fair. It is fair. What it is not equal. Fair is good people have good things, and bad things have bad people. So gooder you are, the gooder the things.
Gooder's not a word.
That's not a word. It is too. I'm an English teacher. I use it. It's officially a word. I took a college class. I took 3 college classes. I don't want to brag. As far as the talking goes, I also have kids who are sneaky talkers. I've learned over the years who are really good at talking and then not getting caught. They can like whisper, 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 and all the kids turn around and talk to them and look at me, and a little halo pops above their head. And I'm like, I would never talk. In order to solve that problem, I punish both people. Whoever is talking and whoever is listening at the same time. So if someone is talking to you, you also get in trouble. Because it's the same idea that you guys have learned in your last 7 years of schooling, that it's always the second kid that gets caught. So the kids, they're jabbing you in the back, jab, 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 you're like, stop it! And you punch them. You're the one that's going to get caught because you're the second kid. It's the same way with talking. So I'm going to punish both the talker and the talkie. Makes my life much, much easier. That way I can sort of catch the sneaky kid. Mr. Brovicast, that's not fair. What if there's an idiot next to me who keeps talking nonstop? I don't want to lose my points if I'm a good kid. I got your back. Here's what you're going to do. If you have that kid next to you that just keeps yapping nonstop and you don't want to lose points, you're going to take your hand, open it up, and put it in their face. And that way, when I see you sitting there looking at now, you have to give me puppy dog eyes. And you're like, make them stop. And you look at me and throw a hand in their face. That's a way of you telling me that you're trying to be good, but that kid won't shut their yapper nonstop. I understand. And normally the kid's like, what? Why are you doing that? I understand what's going on. And like, some kids are like talking sprinklers. There's like words, 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 and they just throw them in every direction. It just depends. So if you're not wanting to get in trouble, hand in their face, and that way I know you're trying to be good. At the same time, you can't put a hand in their face and then keep having a conversation with them. Be like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? This weekend? It's not going to work, so I'm still going to charge you points. You have to remember, hand in face, puppy dog eyes, both of them at the same time for it to work. Next one. Generally making me angry. This could be so many different things. It just depends. I used to put a list up there, but kids would actually try to go down the list and check them off because some kids are horrible people. And so it can be anything from you like poking a kid in the back of the head to try and irritate them, to like knocking things off their desk, to whatever is going to make me just go, and want to strangle you because I would never beat a child. And so because of that, instead, I charge you points, and that makes things much easier. Basic ones to cover. One, my 8th grade area. That whiteboard over yonder, from here, playing the home game, just use your imagination. This whiteboard, my 8th graders get a chance to write up there because I like them, because they've survived an entire year with me. You have not survived an entire year. You survived an entire day. So that's not the same thing. Any 8th grader who finishes the year and does not die, they get to write in these little squares over here. That big box over yonder is for any 8th grader that finished the year with 100 B points or more. If you finish the year with 100 B points or more, you get to join the Century Club. You get your name permanently added to my wall. This is a list of every kid going all the way back to 2004 who has ever finished my class with 100 B points or more. So if you get to finish my year with 100 points or more, you get permanently added to the wall. You get to write on the big thing. I don't like any of you that much. So you don't get to ride on the wall. So don't go riding over there or I have to be mean to you. At the same thing, you don't get to erase things over there. If some kid writes, "Go Patriots," you're like, obviously he's dumb. Well, yes, obviously he's dumb, but he still has the right to ride up there, so you can't go and erase it. The only difference being is they insult you in some way, and they're like, "Jimmy Jojo, you're a big picklehead." And you're like, "Oh!" Then come let me know instead of you erasing it, and then I can track down that 8th grader, and I can beat them for you. But if you erase it, there's no evidence, so make sure I see it, then the beatings happen. Metaphorical beatings. And then, the other thing. Let's see. That's right. We're going to travel through time. Whee! My goal is to not put you guys on the camera because there's these things in the world called creepers. And me, I'm old and no creepers coming near me. You guys are all adorable. And I don't want to be like, "Oh, creepy, creepy, creepy," coming after you. My goal is to not put you on there. So I have stuff all around my room. Everything in here is pretty much was given to me by a student over my past 19 years of teaching, except for a handful of things my mom gave to me. Because my mom really likes the fact that I like Spider-Man. And so a lot of the Spider-Man stuff was brought to me by her because parents. But I put a lot of stuff behind my desk that I don't want you touching. Not because you're going to give it cooties. It already has cooties. Kids gave it to me. But I've discovered over my years of teaching that kids have a superpower. And a lot of you don't realize you have a superpower. And your superpower is as soon as you touch a thing, it breaks and falls apart. You just go, "Oh, that thing is so cool." I don't know what happened. And so because of that, I just don't want you breaking my stuff because those remind me of kids. I can remember each kid that gave me each one of those things. So to protect my stuff, I've installed a force field that goes around my desk. It goes from edge to corner over here, here, and it goes back over to where my microphone is, megaphone is. And so that prevents you from getting through there. It goes all the way up into the sky and all the way down to the ground. If you look really closely, you'll see that it is imaginary. There's nothing there. It's just, if you cross it, bad things happen to you. What will happen to you? Depending on who you are, a loss of all of your points all the way up to death. And the reason I say death is because I live in constant fear of the student revolution. That at some point, kids are going to rise up and overthrow teachers. And I know it's coming, I just don't know when. And so if you come behind my desk, I'm assuming it's starting and it's on. And so if you're back here, that means you're trying to be the first one to take me down. And so I'm just defending myself. It's okay, it's legally binding. And so don't come behind my desk, it freaks me out. I have personal boundary issues. Okay. I have issues. That's just one of my many issues. If there's a thing that you really just want to touch, you're like, "Oh, the little bunny thing, I just want to," let me know. And you can touch it, that's fine. As long as I'm there next to you giving you creepy eye while you're doing it, we'll probably be fine. Just wait till I like you, which is not yet. I don't like any of you yet. So wait till eventually if I like you enough, then sure, that's absolutely fine with me. The biggest issue will be usually when I'm at my desk, you guys are like working on a book report or reading or something like that, and you're going to have a question for me, and you're going to come walking up behind my desk. And if I'm sitting at my computer and you walk up behind me, you're going to startle me. That's where the death comes in. Because I'm assuming, once again, you're trying to take me down. If you're wearing open-toed shoes, you're probably losing a toe. Because I'm going to go, "Ah!" and my chair goes flying backwards. And you're like, "I had 10 toes." I'm like, "Good job, 8 toes." And so just don't freak me out. It's better to come around this side to talk to me. Along those same lines, if you have friends that are Globetrotters or stars, one, I'm sorry, you're better than them. Two, don't bring them into my room and try to make them come behind my desk, because when I kill them, there's paperwork and it takes a long time. So it's just easier to keep them out in the first place. So don't go. Oh, there's a trash can over here. This is not in my force field. If you want to play in the trash can, that's all you do. That's your own problem. Because I have kids all like, "Can I get in the trash?" I'm like, "You can get in the trash can." There's therapy that will help you with that. But that's not actually in my area. I also have a trash can over yonder, and there's a recycling bin over there, and there's a recycling bin over here, and we'll talk about the trash cans, recycling bins, and stuff like that here in just a moment. I'm going to bring this with me. Now we're going to travel back again. Whee! Whee! Don't fall, don't fall. Yeah, it works for me. All right. So that is, let's see, don't have a force field. Good to go there. Don't make poor choice in that area. Throwing things. As far as throwing things goes in my room, don't throw things at other people. Because I've also learned not only do kids have a superpower, they also have another superpower where they cannot catch things that are coming towards them. Especially when it comes like notebooks, like here's my notebook, and you throw it across through like, I got it! It hits them right in the head. And then once again, paperwork, and it makes things tough on me. Pens and pencils are the worst because they're like a notebook with a sharp point. And like, when they become little unicorns. So if you throw things at people, I'm going to have to yell at you. The only time you can throw things in my room is if they go in the trash can or if they go in the recycling bin, and that's fine. And I have to actually state that because I had kids like, I can't throw this away. I'm like, why? Because I can't throw things. I'm like, so yes, you can throw things. Now, you can even throw things into the recycling bin as long as you don't miss. Because if you can stand back over here and wad up paper ball and be like, buckets, more power to you. But as soon as you miss, I start charging you points. How many? How much do I like you? And so you can sort of figure it out from there. Because if you throw things at a person, logically, if you can only throw things away that are trash, and you throw things at somebody else, that's your way of saying they're trash. Now you've insulted them. Congratulations, I have to write you up for bullying. So that's why you can't throw things at other people, because it's being mean to them. Now, along those same lines, I love throwing things at children. It's one of my hobbies. I'm going to throw things at you a lot because it brings me happiness. Whenever we're handing out new books and stuff like that, I chuck them across the room. Once again, I've taken college classes, and so I can do this. Now, I will throw things to you like tomorrow or later today when we start writing on your notebooks. I'm going to be tossing markers at you. If you don't catch them, then that's okay. You'll become a little unicorn. It'll make you adorable. Here's where the issue comes in. I'm going to try and trick you into throwing it back to me because I'm a horrible person. So what I'm going to do is after I've thrown it to you and you've gotten done with it, I'm like, I'm done with this. Like, oh, throw it here. And I'll put out my hands for you. And you'll go, okay. And you'll throw it at me. And I won't even try to catch it. I'll just let it go whap and hit me in the head. Like, did you just throw that at me? Like, I'm like, are you calling me trash? I'm like, yeah, game on. So don't let me trick you. I'm warning you now. One of my issues. You have so many issues. I know. So don't throw at me. Not having class materials. Hypothetically, let's say I were to say, get out that white piece of paper. And you're like, oh, I don't have my piece of paper. I know. That would never happen. Wink. If you were to do that, what I would normally do is charge you points for it. It would charge you 3 B points to have to go get a new one from me. If it was in your locker, you do it that way. If it's in your locker, you can avoid losing B points. Because what could you do instead? Nicely done. You can use your hall pass instead. So normally if you're like, it's in my locker, I'll ask you pass or points. You can use either 3 B points or you can use your hall pass. I'm happy either way. But not having your stuff for class means I have to do more work because you're being irresponsible. I get to start charging you points. Didn't happen today, but it'll happen sometime soon. Not following class directions. Anytime that you're off task and you're making me do extra work because you're being lazy, I charge you points. If I'm like, hey, we're writing an essay, and everyone's writing, and you're like drooling and drawing a picture of like a dinosaur, and I'm like, hey, focus. You're like, who are you? I'm going to have to yell at you. I'm charging you points. So just stay on task. So anytime you make me have to redirect you, I'm going to charge you points for making me do extra work. I would like to be lazy also. My lazy beats your lazy. If you make me work, you pay me for it. In money? Oh, I'm a teacher. I'm rich. All I need is your tears. Not probably did that part. Missing a homework assignment. If you miss a homework assignment, several things are going to happen. 1, you're going to get a late grade on it. 2, I charge you 3 B points every time you miss a homework assignment. 3, I make you do it anyway. Every kid turns in every homework assignment for me because that makes it really hard to not do well in a class if you turn in everything. How do you make us turn it in? You know the desk that you're sitting in? Those desks are for students. When you don't do your homework, you're no longer a student. So you no longer get to sit down. So you stand until you get my homework turned in. How long do we stand? I don't know. How many days is it taking to do my homework assignment? Well, if it takes us too long, that's not a problem. Instead of standing, you get to come in for detention. You keep serving detentions until you get it done. How long are your homework assignments? Like 15 minutes. Then why do kids not get them done? Because they're dumb. My homework is not, I give like 2 homework assignments a week because most learning we do happens in the classroom. My homework is based more on teaching you responsibility. The idea of me saying, here's a thing, go home and do it, bring it back. It doesn't have to be challenging. I want to make you be responsible. Me challenging you is going to happen in class. And trust me, I will challenge you. You're challenging me right now. This is just the beginning. And so you will think and you will be challenged. Homework is more testing your responsibility and stuff like that. So I only do like 1 or 2 of those a week. So if you don't get it done, it's pretty easy to do while you're standing in class. Do I have kids who still do homework? Yeah, you guys are human. It's going to happen sometimes. Is it the end of the world? No, you're human. It's going to happen. Just get it fixed and we'll be good to go. Writing utensils. Going back to that not being prepared thing. If you don't have a writing utensil, you're more than welcome to buy one from me. And I have a big pile of them I sell. You can buy them for 3 points, pen or pencil. I also have the fancy ones. I'm going to borrow yours for just a second because it's fancy. I have fancy ones like this, the clicky ones. I have clicky pencils, and I have the clicky pens that go clickety, clickety, clickety. And you're more... clickety, clickety. You're more than welcome to buy those from me, but they cost 5 B points because they're fancies. They're almost twice as good. You're more than welcome to buy those from me. On my desk over yonder, you see there's like a little coffee mug full of writing utensils. Those are free. Those are ones I found in the hallway that are nubbins, or they're missing erasers, or they're broken. You can have those for free if you want them, and that's fine with me. If you don't want to buy one of mine, and my free ones are out, you're more than welcome to borrow one from me. And I have ones that you're welcome to borrow. But I want mine back because they're scientifically designed. They're not cheap. In order to get these from me, you have to bring me a shoe. That way, at the end of class, when you try to leave and you're going thumpity, 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 you're like, I think I'm missing something. I'm like, I think I'm missing a writing utensil. So you bring me back writing utensil, I give you back shoe. It becomes a little exchange. Now, my writing utensils are scientifically designed so they don't fall out of your hand. Because apparently, the ones you're using aren't working. Because you keep losing them. Because you hold on to them like, they just slide right out. I can't hold on to them. It's all right. I got your back. I have scientifically designed writing utensils that'll help you out. They're made to not slide out of your hand. Some people call them shoed. That sounds disgusting. I prefer pre-textured. They're pre-textured to fit your hand, and that way they don't slide out. Mr. Brovicast, are those really chewed? Absolutely. Have you chewed them? No, I like my teeth. But apparently there are several students who are very much like teething puppies. You put it in front, they're like, they just go right at it, and they bring them to me, and I'm like, thank you. Put them right in there. Are they disgusting? Probably. In a kid's mouth. Should you want to use them? Probably not. If that scares you, it's really easy to avoid it. It's called bring your own. You bring your own pen and pencil, you'll never have to use one of these. But if you're irresponsible, these will become your friend. And so it'll sort of work along those lines. And so you're always welcome to borrow from me. What you may not do is loan pens and pencils to other kids. If you do, I'm going to attack you because you're robbing me of the chance of torturing a child. Because if a kid shows up and doesn't have one, I have the opportunity to inflict pain upon them. If you give them a pen instead, you've now robbed me of that opportunity. So when I find out, I'm going to attack you. I take the writing utensil from you, and I charge you points for giving it to them in the first place. But how would you ever find out? Here's the best part. Almost every single time, they're going to tell me. Why would they tell me? Because they're dumb. Because if they were smart, they'd bring their own writing utensil. What'll happen every time is at the end of class, they're going to go, here's the pen you let me borrow. They'll go, and they're like, no, the one you gave me at the beginning of class, you can have it back now. You're like, no. I'm like, did you let them borrow? Yeah, they gave it to me at the beginning of class. And I'm like, thank you. And you're like, why are you so dumb? And so that's the way it works. Mr. Brovicast, no kid is that. Every kid is that dumb. Trust me. So don't loan writing utensils because you're robbing me of a chance to torture each other. Really what you're doing is you're not helping them. Because if they don't suffer pain, they're never going to learn to bring their own writing utensil. So I have to inflict pain to make them smarter. If you supply it to them, you're not helping them learn. That's not making them become a better human. Pain makes you become a better person. Is that why when I stub my toe? No, that just means you're clumsy. Clicking of things drives me insane when I'm teaching. You're like, yeah. So if you are a clicker, I'm just going to walk by and rip it out of your hands. It's just like, click, 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 and it's gone, and I throw it behind my desk. Unless I like you, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get to the notebook. Ooh, what else is due tomorrow? And what do you have to bring back tomorrow? Notebook. And what else, Matea?
Good paper.
Good job. See you tomorrow.